Okay, hey, what's up? You don't look. Hey, what's up? So this is me, Ariel, and
Stefan.
we decided to actually break from watching Anastasia. Great movie.
Really
If you
great
are sitting
movie.
at home right now and that's not on your quarantine movie list, you
Must
tried it.
have.
You tried it. Anastasia's a classic.
Yeah.
So we decided to break our little movie night from Anastasia. We're actually sitting in a lovely Marriott Courtyard. But we actually decided to like do a video, something different from us, just to tell you a little bit of news about us. One, if you follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, any of those things, you probably seen or heard the news we're about to tell you. But for anybody else that maybe doesn't follow us or doesn't really recognize, we decided to make a video, right? Why not? We're sitting in a hotel, so
Yeah.
why not? So one, first and foremost, before we even get it out, if you thought the news was that I am pregnant, you would be very much so mistaken. I'm definitely not pregnant. If that's what you want the news to be, then please go ahead and have a seat. Actually, just take a few of those seats, several of those seats, because that is not where we are at in our life. I'm so thankful that you guys want us to have children. Maybe one day we will be amazing parents. But right now we are parents to an iPad, parents to every single Apple product that we have in our home. We are parents to a Nintendo Switch, a PlayStation 4, and an Xbox One S that is getting all of our tender love and care right now. Yeah, but you can take it away with our actual news.
Sure. So, for those of you all who are watching this on your phones, tablets, or on your computer, and you're sitting at home, California is definitely on lockdown. But Ariel and I, we've made a decision to move to Texas. We're here in Dallas, Texas, home of the Mavericks. And we are here. We drove 21 hours, took us 2 days to get here. We packed both of our cars full. And I'm glad that we made it here safe and
So
sound.
glad it's over.
I'm
So
so
glad.
glad it's over. I'm very exhausted. I know Ariel is too. And just to let you guys know, we're here, we're safe, and we're doing fine.
Yep. So Dallas, Texas is where we are home. If you live here, you have family here, let us know. Hit us up. We literally have nothing to do half the time. We will probably be at work, at home, chilling. We're in the middle of a quarantine, so I actually shouldn't be sitting this close to Stefan. Back up 6 feet. Sorry.
Hey.
But anyhow, yeah. So we are here in Dallas, Texas. But one thing, I guess maybe we just end this video on like the positive note, right? So even as I was driving here, we drove in 2 separate cars back to back. If you're sitting at home right now, like literally with like zero things to do, maybe you're watching the news, maybe you're super afraid. Me and Stefan, I was telling Stefan in the car this because I was listening to the Smokey Norfolk on the way here. And when I was listening to Smokey Norfolk, one of my favorite songs from Smokey Norfolk is Psalm 64. So really right now, if you're sitting at home and you're watching this video, like my prayer for everybody that I know, don't know, whatever the case is Psalm 64. Like literally, it's not that we are, like our prayer is not that he preserve our life, right? Just our life. We want our lives to be preserved, but at the end of the day, our life is not our own, it is his. So if he decides to take it back to his home, we get called up, right? Like that's something we know is a predetermined thing. All of us will have to meet that fate of death at one point. Of course, I don't want anybody to die during this season, but I think sometimes you kind of like transition your prayer, right? So in Psalm 64, it actually says that we want the Lord not only just to preserve our lives, but preserve us from the fear, right? The fear of the enemy. So it's not just preserving us from the enemy, but it's preserving us from the fear. So super, if you're sitting at home, like please don't be afraid of the season. I know that we decided not to just tell everybody because I'm pretty sure no one would advise us to move 21 hours in the middle of a global pandemic. But I think we're in a really good place. We're in a really good season. We're excited about this move.
We're definitely excited.
We're super prepared, right? Like we take vitamins, we take all these crazy emergencies and elderberries and crazy stuff, right? Like we just try to make sure we're as healthy as possible. We Lysol everything. I don't think I've stayed at a hotel where Stefan stood at the door while I Lysoled everything in that hotel room before we even went to sleep that night. But it's been, it's been cool. It's been great. We've had, I think it's something we both have like been excited to put in our story, right? Like every single time we meet these points in our marriage, our relationship, we get excited, right? Because we know that our marriage, nothing is really the truth or really what it could be unless we actually can get past these moments of truth. And this happens to be one of them. I'm sure if you're 70, 80, 90, you went through stuff that we couldn't even imagine, and you're still alive to tell us the story. And we just got to realize that, you know what, a part of our journey is living through so many things to actually be able to tell the story one day. Today's definitely not the day to tell the story. I'm 30, he's 28. We're not at the point where we just out here telling the story because we ain't been through half of it. But at the same time, we're just super excited to be where we are. What are your closing remarks, Stefan? What peaceful, positive moment do you want to leave everyone that's sitting at home, sitting on a couch, sitting in the floor, wherever you may be, sitting in your bed? What positive note do you want to leave for them?
So I do want to leave for you guys, no matter what, if you're still having a dream that you want to chase, to continue pursuing it. I know I've been wanting to do architecture for quite a while. Right after graduating, I wanted to just jump in and just get the ball rolling, but that didn't happen. And it just wasn't. It took years. It took several years for that to happen, and it just wasn't my time. And now that I actually had the opportunity to start my role, I'm actually glad that it's happening now versus earlier. Like, I could have not been prepared, I could not have been ready, and I could have been super stressed and stressed her out even more. Like, she actually helped carry she actually helped carry through most of my years in college, and without her, I'm actually very grateful for her. If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I would have been or where I would be. But it's still, like, we just did not give up. And if it wasn't for her and God, you know, definitely wouldn't have made this possible. And it's definitely been a wonderful start. It's been a crazy start, but again, this is only the beginning.
This is literally like day 3 for us.
Day 3.
Our day 3, like leaving home. We literally left on Thursday morning. It is Saturday, and I can't even tell you all the stuff we've been through. But yeah, super excited. But hit us up. We actually are going to be making a ton of videos. They probably won't look or sound like this. If you know us, we're nerds. We love everything from games to tech to church to Bible to this and that and the next.
Music, yeah.
Music, oh my God, I'm a music fan. And don't let me even get started. Probably some movie reviews. If you know us too, we were avid A-listers on AMC's A-list. So we've seen every single movie, but we're thinking about just doing some different, maybe sharing our lives a little bit more. No one's probably even seen or heard from us probably since we got married. So yeah. I think that's it. I think that's our time. You want to cut it off now?
All right.
You good?
Yeah, we're good.